Welcome back, everybody, to the SEL. We are continuing with more Valorant action this week. We had a great series on Tuesday, and we're coming back with more here on our standard broadcast time of Thursday. We've got our JMU versus Cumberland Phoenix team facing off on stream. We have a 9er v 9er side matchup going on off stream that's being recorded for a broadcast tomorrow, and then we'll have UAH versus UGA Red on Saturday. Lots of Valor in front of us, Dallas, but the most important matchup, and the one that most of the teams here for the SEL, shockingly enough, have been looking forward to, is the one right here on air. JMU facing off against Cumberland Phoenix.
Yeah, two big dogs, absolute units when it came around to the SEL over the course of the entire season. Two teams that have definitely been in the highlight when it comes around to what they can provide and what they can really put on the table. And I mean, and these are the two teams that can probably eat up the most. So knowing that, I mean, this is the matchup we're seeing today, even though it's in winner's circle, even though it's only for seeding when it gets around to that playoff area, this is going to mean a lot for them, knowing that, I mean, obviously, with new map rotation in play, a new agent coming around the corner, it's that whole situation where they're just saying, let's just feel things out. Let's just show raw skill. Let's just see what we can do with it. Better yet, let's see if we can just beat the other top team here and make sure to really define who's the best in the league.
Yeah, and JMU holds a lot of respect for this Cumberland Phoenix side, right? I had a conversation with a player when we did it wasn't State of the SEO, it was somewhat similar of a thing where we did an interview segment talking about their expectations for playoffs, how they felt the performance, how they feel about the league, and big shout out to all the players that participated. That was really awesome to see and have conversations with them. But my JMU player reached out to straight up said, Cumberland Phoenix has taken down a lot of teams that I hold in high regards and high respect. Right. And when you have a giant that takes down giants you look up to, it's like watching your idols fall, and it kind of just puts them on a it puts them on a bigger pedestal, and now you get to kind of bring up this moment of saying, well, my idol was Cristiano Ronaldo, and I just watched Messi beat them in a huge matchup, and now I get to face Messi, right? This is your time to shine. I would bring up like a LeBron reference for Americans, but I don't know who would be the other comparison for them, so I have no clue for that. MJ, he's not playing anymore. There's not even, that was the issue.
LeBron shouldn't be playing anymore, if we're being real.
This is so true. We're gonna go and jump on over to our map selection. We've got an interesting selection for it. We did see Fracture on Tuesday, and a waylay was brought into that for UTC. It didn't really work out very well, but maybe things could change. It was Icebox banned. We did see that actually first in that game on Tuesday. Fracture also banned. So the 1-2, as we did see, will not be in contention at all. Ascent is on the chopping block. Welcome back, Ascent. Lotus is here once again, as we've been seeing quite often, as Split and Haven are banned out, and Pearl steps up for our final map of choice.
Yeah, I mean, even then, seeing the Ascent and the Lotus in the same exact map pool is a little bit crazy to see in its own regard, knowing that a lot of teams were defaulting to the Lotus like the new Ascent. And knowing that both these teams, I mean, honestly, it's a little unfortunate, at least on a spectator POV, knowing that they get too little kind of complacency, home ground picks, because I like to see those specialist picks come through. I like to see those awkward maps. I like to see teams know that we definitively play this one better than the other. And even then, Ascent just feels so even across the board that knowing that it's back, and even then the compositions probably aren't going to change up too much, you're going to hear me complain probably for a couple months about that. But I mean, knowing that Lotus is still going to be right there guaranteed around the corner, and knowing that Pearl is also one of those maps that is relatively specialist, but because it's such a large map, it allows for so much adjustment, so much accommodation, and so much just period to figure out what's going on in such a long, drawn-out round-to-round sequence where these teams, it's one of the few maps where, say, like for Bind, for example, this isn't working out. We got to figure something out. Okay, great. Well, you're trapped inside of a box, and there's not really much room for you to kind of come up with something or set things up. Pearl is a massive playground where, I mean, you're getting sick of the monkey bars, go over to the slide. You're getting sick of the slide, go to the swings. There are so many different options for you to work with there, but obviously, Ascent being the first, it just comes down to mid, A, B, and really what's behind it. And as you can already tell, with that a change to the wall, as you and I were talking about earlier, Sova not really being possibly too much of a big hitter anymore, the KO is still making sense. And the Tejo, his pick rate wasn't high enough, I guess.
Yeah, lots of changes. You can't fire through the wall on B, so where's the value for having the recon bolt over the top of those little rafters, and what's the use of trying to play against it as well? So change things up, make some slight variations. Ascent shouldn't feel like too much of a different beast in all capacities from when it left just 2 months ago and has all made its return so quickly, and kind of, well, I guess I would say shocked a lot of us, but truly we really are not that shocked. This is like Riot's baby map. This is their map. This is the Mirage of CS. This is the Oregon of R6. It's just the map everybody kind of alludes to when they think of this game. So seeing it return, we talk a lot about how the change was there for splits and how the map obviously had a couple of additions and architectural changes before it came back, but it was gone for so long.